Now moving towards the comments that we received as a part of thesis evaluation. So here reviewer 1 says that I would like to have seen a more elaborate description of the QWiki system given its relevance. So he wants some screenshots and minor overview of how the system works and how it has been developed to be included in the thesis as well. The importance of having this information is that the output of the PhD is not only the scientific knowledge gained by it, but also offers the software that has made it possible. So we second reviews comments on this, and that's why we have added the proper screenshots of the QWiki system in Appendix E. We have also explained that how the system works and how it has been developed. Apart from this, we received some more minor comments from reviewer 1, and we have incorporated the minor corrections or the minor changes in the thesis as suggested by reviewer 1. Now moving towards the comments received from reviewer 2. So in chapter 3, the reviewer says, the author states that the A category articles are very few in number, and hence 1000 random articles from the rest of the categories except category A articles are chosen. This seems to be a very weak reason for not choosing category A articles in the analysis. So are these statistical methods prone to output wrong results when presented with less data? Please comment. So we second reviewer's concern on this point. We would like to inform the reviewer in this regard is the ratio of A category articles in Wikipedia, it is very less. It is like 0.03% of the total articles. But yes, that doesn't seem to be a valid reason for not including A category articles in the dataset. But we will also like to clarify this, that the difference between featured articles and A category articles, it is very, very minor. Only copy editing of A articles, it leads to featured articles. It has been mentioned in the Wikipedia pages by the MediaWiki Foundations. Also, we would like to back our argument with many of the previous works in this regard in Wikipedia articles quality. So as you can see here, we have 3 references, and all of these papers, they don't use A category articles, citing the same reasons, that the difference between featured articles and A category articles, it is very minor. Also, the ratio of A category articles, it is very, very less in Wikipedia. Next, reviewer 2 says in chapter 3 that how does the positive value of knowledge coefficient in linear SVM reflect? It is very important to have a low knowledge gap. Please clarify the interpretation of linear SVM coefficient. So the coefficients that are obtained through linear SVM, they represent the vector coordinates that are orthogonal to the optimal hyperplane. Hyperplane is orthogonal to the axis with the highest coefficient. Okay, so that's why the coefficient with the highest weight, that is regarded as the most important feature in linear SVM. But yes, that doesn't seem to be a good reasoning for why do we want low knowledge gap parameter for the readability of Wikipedia articles. So here we sampled some articles and we found that the articles with good readability, they have low knowledge gaps. Okay, and as you can see in the knowledge gap parameter analysis also, there we find that the feature articles that are considered best among the lot, okay, in that case the feature articles, they have very low knowledge gap. So that also backs our result that the high quality articles, and readability is one of the quality parameters, these articles, they show low knowledge gaps. So that's why highly readable articles, they should have low knowledge gaps. Next, reviewer 2 says that can the author point out the reason for the low number of homogeneous questions across weeks and knowledge gaps dominating the questions towards the end of the week? Is this the side effect of thresholding, or there is an inherent definitive reasoning to it? Yes, so there is a definitive reasoning to it. So what we did is that we divided the wiki articles into various segments, and then we calculated the topics for these articles using LDA, that is latent Dirichlet allocation. Okay, and if the particular segment it has high similarity with one of the questions in the respective question and answer forum, in that case we used to conclude that that particular question is a homogeneous question. So here the similarity, it corresponds to the Hellinger distance. If we have similar keywords in the respective segment as well as in the respective question, in the question and answer forum, then it translated to low Hellinger distance. Since it translated to low Hellinger distance, it contributed to the high similarity between the particular segment and the question in the question and answer forum. Fine. So since there were very similar keywords in homogeneous question and the respective segment in the wiki article, it actually led to very low threshold. That's why low threshold is defined. Since low threshold is defined, and for similar articles, for similar questions, these are set for homogeneous questions, and high Hellinger distance, that threshold is set for the heterogeneous questions. Next one is in chapter 4, that since the target variable should be categorical in logistic regression, we divide the quality dimensions around the mean. So here the reviewer, he wants to know, why didn't we use one versus all and all versus all multi-class classification algorithm? We second reviewer's comments in this regard. That is something that came to our mind also before applying so many classification algorithms in this particular chapter. But here the motive of the study was to find the relationship between speed and various quality parameters. So if we would have used one versus rest, so it could have been verifiability versus rest of the quality articles, or readability versus rest of the quality articles. That wasn't the motive of the study. We wanted to conclude a definitive relationship between speed and all the quality parameters. Okay, in case of one versus rest, it could have been like verifiability. We are actually checking whether speed has more relationship with verifiability as compared to the rest of the quality parameters. That wasn't the motive of the study. Same with one versus one. We didn't want to compare the relationship of speed with verifiability and the relationship of speed with readability. In that regard, we didn't use one versus rest and one versus one. Next one is in chapter 5, the dominant feature that we defined for classification model. We used two classification models there, SVM as well as random forest classifier. But the dominant feature that was found using random forest classifier, because random forest classifier, it was found to be more accurate as compared to SVM classifier with RBF kernel. Next one is from chapter 6, in which the reviewer wants to clarify that there can be problems of range when we are taking average of different measures. Here we would like to clarify that we are not taking the average of different measures there. We are taking the average of difference of the graph parameters. So the difference that here it was observed, it was like from 0.3 to 1. So as you can see, the range is very small from 0.3 to 1, and only the difference of graph parameters is observed and not the average of the all graph parameters is observed. It's the average of difference of graph parameters which is observed, and the range was very less, so we could apply average for all the graph parameters there. Apart from these comments, the reviewers, we also second reviewers comments in comparison of one machine learning model with the others. That why did we use a particular classification model? Why did we use a particular regression model there? There we have stated everything in the thesis now, that why did we use that particular classification or regression model with the appropriate evaluation parameters there. Apart from this, we have also stated the p-values for various classifiers as pointed out by the reviewers. We have stated the p-values for each of the parameter, each of the feature that is used in particular classifier. So all of these changes, they have been incorporated And also there were some minor comments from reviewer too regarding some writing errors and grammatical corrections that have also been incorporated. And we would like to thank both of the reviewers for such an exhaustive evaluation of the thesis. Thank you.